We are back at it again with another weekend analysis. It's your boy Slim Trader. Let's get it. We got UJ, GJ, GU. Um, then we're gonna go over gold and GA. A lot of pound, a lot of dollar. I guess those are my two. I mean, GU is my favorite pair. Well, UJ actually is. Used to be GU, but I noticed that I do have a lot of pound and a lot of dollar pairs going on, but other than that, we're also going to do a little bit of stocks. We got Nvidia, Apple, and Tesla. So let's get to it. Let's start with UJ. Let's start first with UJ at the 3-day candlesticks. As you can see right here at this 146.950, 147 area, price has not closed below that. You see these candlesticks. It's wick below, but it hasn't closed below that. Except for when we were coming up, it broke through, but it never closed that below. So for me, that makes me feel like this is a nice support level because we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, and 51 days. Almost 51 days because at the end of the Monday will be 51 days. So 51 days, this support level has been very strong, very strong. We done went through a lot of news. So for me, I feel like this is heavy. And look how we're starting off with this 3-day candle. It's not over, but we did have this strong hammer pretty much. We had this big wick all the way down to our main support level of the 145 area. And we see that buyers are here. And then we see this bullish engulfing too. That's knocked out 1, 2, almost 3 of the last volume. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As far as volume, I would say about 11. This is probably the most volume it's been in a minute, with the exception of the last one. So for me, it's telling me that buyers are in, and then we're kind of already in an uptrend in a sense. So I like how UJ is looking. So for me, I'm gonna be looking for buys this week. Okay, so that's just the 3-day alone. So if we go a little bit lower, we look at the daily, and we already having the moving average crossover. We're just seeing a little bit a bullish push to start Sunday. And then also even last week I had stated about how we're kind of like, if you look at the 4 hour, yes, it did break below this support level, but I was looking at this whole area as consolidation. And what I like to always see for me is break down a consolidation, and it comes and hits the trend line that I may have below or support level, and then it takes up. It like dips down and then takes up, goes off to the upside, or vice versa. But I'll always like to see these setups. So for me, I have a fib at the start of the trend, and then the peak, and then we have here how 61.8 kind of has been a support on the 4 hour. So we dip down, hit the support. I can see UJ getting to 152 eventually, possibly 154, or up to my blue level at 155. So I'm letting y'all know right now, this one right here, money maker. That's for me, I feel, my opinion. But I feel like my opinion is very strong. But yeah, I was gonna go somewhere else with that, but I'm gonna keep it at that. Just my thought process when it comes to the market. I'll just keep it short and sweet. Everybody says, and I even say it sometimes, but sometimes I catch myself how the market pretty much does whatever it wants. I feel like sometimes you have to have that confidence in knowing which way the market's going to go. I mean, the market can juke all at once, but there's going to be times where you just know that it's going to go that it's going to juke that same way that you're anticipating. So yeah, this is how I feel for UJ. But anyways, I'm sorry, I kind of got on my soapbox there. But if we go down to the 1 hour, I mean everything looks good. We even had this right this area right here. We had kind of like a little fake out where we had the evening star, and it came down, but it still held support and then held and then continued up. I even had this little counter trend going. We had a little downtrend, and now we passed it. We got back up on it. We retested it, and it's above the support. So for me, I really like UJ. I think this is where it's going to take off after all this. What how many days I said 51 days of consolidation technically. I think this is where we break out of it. We done already had the news about the interest rates and everything. Um, so for me, and you would think, okay, they dropped the interest rate, so the dollar is probably going to be weaker. But that doesn't necessarily always be the case, because with the dollar being weaker, or let me not say weaker, with the dollar, with the interest rates going down, it's allowing investors and businesses to borrow more money. So the demand for the dollar is high at this very moment, thus, which would make it more strong at this time being. So for me, that's why I'm kind of bullish on UJ. Just because the interest rate goes down doesn't necessarily, it can decrease the value of the currency, but at the same time, you have to think about the demand of the dollar. Well, I'm talking in the dollar in this sense, not other currencies, but the dollar being the safe haven, being the reserve currency, and just being able to acquire more of it because of the interest rates being lower. That's something that a lot of times that we look over. So for me, UJ again, I like it. Let's go to GJ. GJ took a little dip, but I feel like let's zoom in on here. Took a little dip, but I feel like from here, I think this is where we're gonna see uh, a nice little move to the upside. I think it looks like to me the yen might be the weaker out of the bunch, and I can see GJ and UJ continuing up. And if we saw when we looked at it, looking at GJ and UJ over the course of time, we can go back. We can go back to the daily. GJ has been tearing to the upside, even though we had this major dip. I mean, we can't forget that. But overall, I mean, it's still moving up. It's still moving up. It's still moving up. So there's not really, with the exception of this drop that happened here last year. I mean, it's still constantly and steadily heading to the upside. Right here, I do have this red line. We were rejecting it, and now we kind of finally came above it. We had this sharp, past Friday, we had this big bearish candle, but now we're starting the week off, um, gaining some of that back. I'm still pretty much bullish on GJ. It's just a matter of holding this area of 199. As long as it can hold that, I don't see it going any lower. So we could possibly see the next destination, the next stop, at this area 205,595, which kind of meets at the last high. So that's where I feel like price is trying to get to. I'm always thinking about liquidity and everything, so I can see 205, 500 for GJ over time. But I like this one for bullet for being bullish as well. So if we go to GU, we had, in my opinion, my analysis, I have the dollar being stronger than the yen, and I also have the pound being stronger than the yen. So when you put those two together, um, both the pound and the dollar being stronger than the yen, well, who's stronger out of them two? So let's go to GU. Now I remember about a week for the last 2 weeks I was very bullish on GU. However, I failed to see that this initial trend line, excuse me, this initial trend line was broken. Now we did test it twice. Once right here got rejected, and then this is kind of like a resistance, and we reject that again as well. And then we finally stuck our head above it, but we instantly rejected the last high. So for me, out of the three, the dollar is definitely stronger. And I feel like I have to change my bias on GU. I thought it was a golden to go up, but now we can see GU drop down to like 131, possibly, maybe even 130. I think for it to gather some more strength, it's gotta come back to this trend line somehow, some way, or this support, and then decide it wants to try again on going up. But for right now, the dollar's looking very strong. I want to see this area break, because once this area breaks, if it closes below there, oh man, it's definitely looking good for sales. Just mark my words. I like this. I want to put this like right here, like this. This is for the daily, and then we can see from here what if price wants to get back above there, then we can think about a bullish run for GU. But until then, I don't see that quite happening. But we do have this support though. We do have the support level. But if it wants to break and close before below that, then I would start thinking that it's definitely bearish. In which I'm already my bias. I've changed my bias. I feel like it is gonna start crashing down. So I'm gonna wait though, because I'm not 100% sure yet. But if I even if I did another trend line to where it breaks this, in which it's already has, like at this very moment, GU has to start heading up if it wants me to consider it a player in the bullish sweepstakes. For real. So but I don't see that happening. I really see more of uh a bearish push. And if we do that, we can do a fib from the high to the low, and we next destination is 131 for GU. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 131 for GU at the end of the day, possibly lower. So take that one to the bank. Let's go gold. Gold has a mind of its own. Um, I like. There's no stopping gold. The dollar is strong, but I don't know if it's that strong to stop gold. That's for sure. We just keep moving. We already passed this blue. We came down, retested with a bullish engulfing, and kind of took over this one as well. And then we have this next daily that's already pushing up. 3760 looks like the next opportunity, unless you think that it could possibly stop at the mid mark of this. So let me go ahead and put a midline, in which we've already tapped that midline um, previously. If you can see with this bearish candle, we've already tapped that. So we'll see if it wants to break above here, make a new high, then boom, 3760 for gold. But I like gold on a bullish tear. But I don't know how long it's going to be like this. But enjoy it. Enjoy it. You can't go wrong with the buys on gold. GA, 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 GA. GA has an opportunity to go ahead and flip and go back bullish, but we just have to wait. This one could be very rewarding, but you have to be patient because there's levels to this. So GA right now, we're seeing this nice little bearish movement. We already had a rejection at this resistance, and we had a nice bearish candle, but it doesn't quite mean yet that it's over yet. We do have a nice support and trend line coming to help out for this move that was made. So if we're looking at a continuation to the upside, we have the low and we have the high, in which we're at the 61.8 that we're making the support at. So we'll just have to wait and see what it wants to do. But if it breaks and closes below, then we may be seeing a turn of events. But I'm still bullish on GA. GA seems like, wow, GA being, let's see, where are we going to rank that? The dollar, definitely the strongest. Then we have the pound. Then Australian dollar or the yen. But I don't really look at JPY. But if I had to take a guess, I would say AUD is probably stronger than the yen. So yen being the weakest out of the four. So I want to do I like economic divergence. And if I'm ranking those four like that, I'm definitely going to try to look into UJ more than all of them, because UJ to me is the strongest out of all of the four, and the yen is the weakest. So if I'm looking at this consolidation and I'm saying that out of all those four currencies this week, the dollar is going to show out. And out of all those four currencies this week, the yen is probably going to be flat. Then I'm looking at that as the dollar wins, and that's why I'm very confident in UJ. So we can go to NVIDIA. NVIDIA looks like it's turning around and starting another extension to the upside. I'm just curious to see how high that could possibly go. We already have this great extension with pretty much no pullback. I'm kind of curious to see where the pullback is going to be in NVIDIA, if there is one. I don't know. But the technology, AI, and everything, this could be something substantial and continue to go up. Because I mean, one point in time, NVIDIA was in the thousands easily, and then it had to do a split. I could definitely see that happening again. But the way that it's moving right now, once it passes red, it's golden. It's good to go. It's off to the races. 200 market right now. 200 is the next spot for NVIDIA. Apple, I already told y'all I loved Apple. I love how it was moving. Look at this. This is textbook. 250 coming. And it looks like it's got some more fuel to go ahead and make new highs. But I think this black solid line that I do have up here at 252, 253 area, that would be a major test. But it's already passed some trend lines that I was wondering if it would or not. So I like Apple. I like Apple a lot. Continuing to be bullish. And last but not least, we got Tesla. Tesla. I mean, you can go back to my older ones. I've always been bullish on Tesla, and I mean, this right here is true testament. Already above 400, which I've already stated. We can possibly see between 500 and 525 here soon. But where it's at right now, there might be a little bit of hesitation. We might see like a little pullback. If we see a pullback, I think it'll be good to kind of wait and see where it wants to settle a little bit. It could go as low as 350, to be honest, and I wouldn't be too concerned about it, because eventually 500 and 525 will be up next for Tesla. But it may be a few weeks. It may be a few weeks, but overall bullish at the end of the day. But that's all I have for you guys. Have a great week.